Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's log is something special because we're going to step together into Ashes of Creation, a game that's been haunting our feeds for years, with promises, delays, and more drama than most MMOs see in a lifetime. And now, with Alpha 3 right around the corner, I wanted to finally go in and bring you along. In this video, I'm not just going to list features or read patch notes. What I want to share is the feeling of the game. How it plays right now, what it gets right, what it still completely fails at, and most importantly, whether it still sparks that classic MMO vibe. Because if you grew up on Ultima, on Lineage, on WoW, you know that MMOs aren't about shiny menus or graphics, they're about adventure, risk, social chaos, and the little stories that happen along the way. So today, we're going to talk about all of that. The rough edges, the bugs, the clunky animations, but also the moments that made me smile, the places that made me stop and say, wow, and the tiny sparks of social life that remind me why I still care about MMORPGs in 2025. This isn't going to be a hype reel. This is an honest look at Ashes of Creation. Right now, from someone who has been in MMOs long enough to know when a game has potential and when it's smoke and mirrors. Epic PLK. Now, let's talk about the first thing I saw when I jumped in. The character creator.
From the scratch, I don't like the realistic visual style. I think the stylized will be much better.
And I stand by that. The races looked weird. Faces with odd noses, strange jawlines, awkward proportions. Honestly, some looked straight up ugly. I kept laughing at them like, why does this elf look like a random NPC in a bad RPG? Why does this dwarf look like someone glued a beard onto a potato? And yet, at the same time, the customization is deep. Sliders everywhere, body shapes, hair, beards. You can make almost anything. Now let's talk about the interface. It's overwhelming, buttons everywhere, menus stacked. Every system is in your face. Skills, crafting, upgrades, professions. You feel like the game domed the entire design dock onto the screen. It's confusing, it's messy, but it also screams. This is ambitious. Too ambitious. Maybe, but ambitious. Then came my first real surprise.
Wait, it's different speed with this thing. This spell doesn't have cast time if you are melee. Whoa, that's super cool. That is super cool. So you can be like cleric or you can be like healer, you know, from far.
That's the kind of detail that tells me they're thinking. They want combat to flow, and it felt good. Epic PLK. Now let's talk about the world. Up close, not great, textures break, NPCs are stiff, houses feel like they came out of a cheap asset pack. It's not wow, it's meh. But lift your camera, look to the distance.
They need a really good level designer or set dresser, because this thing looks decent, but you can do much more interesting. Because this one, like what we see on the top, this is brilliant. This one is like a little bit generic, like the overall view of the landscape, the housing, the trees, and looks a little bit not the level of the game that you see around. Ooh, and I really love the scenery of the game. Definitely lack some visual effects, maybe something, but the grand scheme, the idea, huge lines as the pillars for this bridge, it's super cool. You don't see it in a lot of MMORPGs. We need that. Okay.
That contrast is everything. From afar, it's beautiful. It pulls you in. You see a mountain, a rainbow, a landmark, and you want to go there. That's the MMO magic. That's what Lineage and WoW gave me years ago. That feeling of a road calling you forward. Now let's talk about pace. This is not World of Warcraft. It's slower, more punishing.
Look at this dude. He's like, nope, I will kill you. Yeah, the vibe of the game, the visual, style, at the rainbow, even with the glitches and all these screw-ups, it feels like an adventure. This game is definitely have a vibe of you go outside of the city, you will have problems with the mobs, you are not like overpowered. You have this slow pace when you play the game, you have fun with the game, you don't rush, you don't try to, you know, be the first, the best and so on. Maybe in the future, but for now, I just want to experience this game in a cool, low pace. Like you just go outside to kill some mobs and it's already an adventure.
That's exactly it. Every fight counts. A mob at your level is a duel, a mob above your level, dangerous. You're not overpowered, you're vulnerable. And that's what makes it fun. I can't just autopilot through quests. Even killing 3 wolves becomes an expedition. It slows you down, it forces you to think. It reminds me of Lineage, where stepping into the wrong field was a death sentence. Not wow, this is polished, but wow, this is serious. Combat itself is rough. Animations feel wooden, inputs lag, but then...
That's right. So... Whoa, boom. Okay, love it. This class is fine. Hello, boys. Whoa.
Moments like that kept me hooked. Small flashes of brilliance hidden in the jank. And it made me want to keep trying new skills, swapping them out every level or two. Epic PLK. Now let's talk about class choice. I rolled Cleric, and I loved it.
Right, now we're doing the raid boss with just random guy. I'll heal him. He's level 14, but we have a raid boss. It's tough. Can we do it? 2 healers, baby. Oh my god. It's better him to tank because I will die instantly. Leave. Okay, we have 3 healers. It's impossible to to kill these guys. Look at that. Hey. We need to kill 3 raid bosses. Oh, this guy has a bear. And he's only level 9.
That's exactly how it felt. I wasn't burning things down, but I was enduring, healing myself, holding out, slowly grinding mobs down. It gave me that old Holy Trinity vibe: tank, healer, DPS, everyone with a role, everyone necessary. That's the backbone of the MMOs I grew up on. And then came the social sparks, the things you can't script.
Party content. Okay. That feels interesting. This guy is not in our party even. He just went forward. He's like, let's go, baby. Can I survive? Oh, I can't. No, this guy is just killing us. Yeah, I think healer in this game, with the resurrection thing, it will be a big thing. It will be really a big thing.
That's what makes an MMO real. Not scripted cutscenes, not shiny graphics, but people colliding in unpredictable ways. Epic PLK. Now let's talk about music. At times, it's too much. Like the orchestra swells while I'm just sliding sliders in the character creator. But when it hits right,
Yeah, it feels super good.
it elevated everything. Standing on a hill, staring at the horizon with music swelling.
Oh my god. Look at this, guys. This is the true MMORPG. Oh my god, look at this.
That's when I felt it. That wow moment. Not polished graphics, not sleek combat, but atmosphere. Finally, let's talk about the verdict. Ashes of Creation is far from finished. It's buggy, it's clunky, it's sometimes ugly, and the development story has been rocky for years. But if you strip that away, if you stop focusing on the mess, you find the skeleton of a real MMORPG. One that's not trying to be a quick-hit Korean theme park, not trying to nickel and dime you with pay-to-win 2 months after launch. One that wants to be slow, punishing, social, and alive.
This nostalgic vibe of the Lineage 2 alone somewhere, hitting stuff, trying to, to grind for some decent weapon and so on. And then imagine PvP and guilds, so somebody will come and you'll fight for the spot. That's so cool. Okay, we have uncommon medium armor chest.
And that's why I had to share this story, because even in this rough alpha, even with bugs, even with frustrations, I felt something real. I laughed at the broken faces in character creation. I cursed at the combat lag. I groaned, running back from deaths. And I smiled when strangers made me part of their story. That's what MMOs are about. That's what I've been missing. So this is just my first log. I didn't reach a dungeon yet. That's for Alpha 3. I didn't dive into PvP yet. But I will, and when I do, I'll tell you everything. For now, as a veteran of Lineage, wow, Ultima. I can say this, Ashes of Creation gave me that old MMO feeling again. And that's worth talking about. Stick around, because the journey isn't over. Alpha 3 is coming, and I'll be there day one. Stay epic. See ya in the next one.